Hi, my dearest family. Today we are going to be looking at the weekly forecast starting on the 15th of February until the 22nd of February. So I'm showing you the chart so that you can follow through. However, I'm going to be jumping here and there because I want to be focusing on the sequence of Venus a little bit today. And of course, I'm going to touch base on the infamous Saturn and Neptune conjunction as well. Before we get into it, I would like to show you my new membership program. So there's a little bit of a design, and you can go on my website, AstroViktor.com, and then you can choose a level that you wish to be on. There is going to be every month a live new moon and full moon reading. And this is going to be about 2 hours long minimum because I'm going to be giving you a general interpretation. I'm going to be giving you a breakdown for each 12 signs. And this is going to be a little bit of a Q&A session as well. So this is going to be on all three levels. And then you can choose whichever tiers you would like. So if you are on level one, then you can see you're going to get the live new moon and full moon readings. You're going to get 5 webinars each month. I'm going to be deciding which one to unlock, and maybe you can actually influence it as well by sending me an email. I'm going to be making weekly astrology quizzes as well, and it comes with 15% off on personal readings. Also, we have got level two, which includes level one, of course. What's extra here is that you're going to have access to all live webinars and access to all past webinars as well. And it comes with 25% discount on personal readings. And then level three, basically everything courses, past webinars, future webinars, and so forth, and some case studies as well. And it comes with 40% discount. So if this is in your interest, this is a Netflix style program. I don't think anyone does such thing. I've got approximately about 250 courses and webinars altogether. So I think this could be something super beneficial for many, even as a gift as well. But let's get going with the weekly forecast energy. We've got quite an interesting week. So first off is actually 16th of February. We're gonna have Mercury in Pisces in trine to Jupiter. So we are starting the week with quite a nice aspect. And, this is an intuitive Mercury. And Jupiter is quite intuitive as well. This is something like emotionally resonance. Both planets are in water signs, so this isn't just about thinking, it's about feeling the truth as well. It really feels like that you have got a vision. This is about a bridge between the conscious mind and the higher philosophy, the growth. It is a super great aspect for storytelling, healing conversations, and also trying to see the bigger picture as well. But this is an intuitive intellect, This is logic is taking a bit of a backseat, and then we listen to our gut feelings, therefore it could make you forget, for example, kind of filling out a spreadsheet and so forth. This is a soft energy, so if there were some misunderstandings previously, we can sit down, we can speak from the heart, and the words flow here with more empathy. It's less friction as well. But because Mercury is in Pisces, I usually say that even though it's in detriment and fall, there wouldn't be music industry without Mercury in Pisces. So the imagination is limitless. And that supportive trine from Jupiter, it's kind of like the dreams are safe to explore. So we can do photographs, poetry, spiritual studies, and so forth. I think it's a great day to look at why behind the what. But maybe this is not a day when we need to get bogged down in minor details. I think it's about looking at the horizon, trying to focus on the bigger picture. Because Mercury is being disposed by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in exaltation as well. This is about trusting the coincidences, paying attention to synchronicities. I think under this transit, it could be a random conversation, but it could also lead to an aha moment as well. And even this is great to approach someone because let's say you would like to collaborate and so forth. You would like to have a chit chat with them, but it's a gentle approach. It's a soulful approach rather than trying to kind of like get someone buy something or trying to explain a logical behavior behind something. There is a downside here, okay, and it could be over optimism. Uh, Make sure that you aren't promising more than you can deliver because, the Pisces comes with a bit of a fog and then we can forget things. Now, on the very same day, actually, Venus is making a conjunction to Pallas Athene on 7 degrees. So this is happening on Taurus Dwat. And a couple of days later, next day, Venus will be making a conjunction to North Node on 8 degree. And then the following day, so the 18th, Pallas Athene will be making a conjunction to North Node as well. So basically, we've got a triple conjunction happening here. There is a fatedness around it. We are moving from that feel good kind of Mercury Jupiter trine. It feels good to talk to someone and stuff like that. We are moving towards more of a recalibration of our spiritual path and how we relate. It kind of like imagine that this is a Venus and Pallas Athene in Pisces could be like a designer. So Pallas represents our ability to see the patterns and be strategic about something. In Pisces, this isn't about war, which Pallas Athene is also famous for. It's more of a spiritual architecture. It's about an intuitively feeling what's the right course of action. This triple conjunction happens on Taurus what? There is a physical element to it, there is a tactical element to it as well. It's about manifesting beauty or value through a creative system. This is a day to design something, to focus on your peace. And you can use your intuition to organize your finances, or maybe there is a desire, for example, that I would like to be more beautiful and I'm planning to do some cosmetic surgeries and so forth. But this is a magical combination for me. So it could really indicate that it's time to visualize what you would like to achieve in your love life, as well as what you would like to achieve financially. Now, this triple conjunction is happening actually right on my natal Venus, so maybe I should be going on a date around the 16th to the 18th of February. And guess what? Surely I will, and I will let you know about that. So Venus will hit the North Node first. So immediately after meeting Pallas, Venus crosses the North Node. So, we came up with a strategy around money and love life, and it feels fated. This is about fated connections. This is about financial opportunities that might be appearing. This is pushing you out of your comfort zone because it's North Node, it's an unfamiliar territory. It's pushing you towards your soul's evolution. North Node can indicate something that we are hungry for. It's an amplifier. So it increases that Piscean craving for unconditional love, the transcendence, the art, the shopping spree, and all those type of stuff. So there is something to be aware of. Thank God we've got Pallas Athene there who is still trying to be as sober as possible. Pallas Athene is the master plan. So Pallas comes and meets North Node. So this is about coming up with the master plan of what to do in our love life, how to achieve that love life, how we would like to achieve our dreams, and so forth. If the 16th was about the pattern, the 18th is about committing to this potentially new blueprint. It's clarity on how you are meant to be navigating these emotional, spiritual, financial situations. I feel like this is telling us that it's not just about dreaming, we are actually mapping out the dream. Imagine this as a spiritual GPS. So look for the patterns in your relationship and your creative urges. And because it is happening on Taurus dwad, it would indicate that if you can visualize it very clearly, you can actually build something super tangible also. Now, if it wasn't good enough, Venus on the 22nd will also in trine to Jupiter as well. And that's a beautiful aspect. And what's so beautiful about it, this is really rare, but both planets are exalted. So Venus in Pisces is a super good position, and Jupiter in Pisces is, sorry, Jupiter in Cancer is also a super good connection. So imagine this as the grand reward. Imagine this. I think this is arguably one of the most harmonious and lucky transits of the year. And you are going to be experiencing that in the middle of February. Yes, there are some other tough stuff, but this is the ocean of abundance. This is the golden door. So, do you have any planets on, on those 15, 14 degree of the water signs? Because this could be your lucky moment, at least the next 7, 8 months. This is the golden door, which might doesn't seem to be golden immediately though. But later on, it can lead to actual growth, emotional fulfillment, love life, as well as money. It's basically Venus is the lesser benefic, and Jupiter is the greater benefic. And this is a trine. So it's kind of like there's no worry anymore. This is about the friction of life melt away, not forever, maybe just for a few days, but we are a little bit more on the careless side. This is about feeling more emotional, secure, feeling of being at home, feeling of being at the right place in a way. This is a peak time for manifestation as well, especially because Venus just passed the North Node. So, you came up with that plan, you are going towards your path, and then it can feel like that, you know what, this was a lucky move. So we can start seeing some results of moving towards our destiny, because we trusted our gut feelings. And also, maybe it's about forgiving someone as well. I think Palasatini helped you at the beginning of the week to see certain type of patterns. And it feels like that this is the aspect of medicine, basically. So for me, this aspect configuration is about um, manifesting your dreams. This is a day to ask the universe to grant you something. This is a day potentially to ask big things, or this is a day to allow yourself to dream. Because it's on Taurus Dwad as well. So, that's about manifestation, being grounded, something physical and tangible and financial gift. And yeah, negative side is that we might be going on a shopping spree. We become more comfortable of purchasing items and so forth. Going back on the 16th, we also have got Sun in Aquarius squaring Uranus in Taurus. So I wanted to kind of finish off the Venus journey because that's how it makes sense for me. Did I say Chiron? Sun in Aquarius will square Uranus in Taurus. Sorry about that. And that does bring a bit of that's happening on 27 degree. So a reminder here is that if you have got planets on 27 degree of the fixed sign, Taurus, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Leo, then this is affecting you the most. And somehow this Sun-Uranus square is here to break down old structures, to make room for something new to enter. These are fixed signs. Sometimes Uranus has no choice but to kind of move the mountains, the ground around us, because we are so stuck in doing things in certain ways. This is disrupting the ego, and the square creates friction as well. This is a restless urge to break free from a routine or a person, even someone who might be quite smothering. This is a rebel type of archetype. This is kind of like a challenging someone, like, prove it, you know, prove it by changing actually how you live. This is about expecting the unexpected, especially when it comes to technology, finances, your social circle. It's not necessarily bad, it's just unpredictable. Like winning the lottery is not bad, right? But I wasn't expecting that. Oh my days, what am I gonna do? And therefore, it could create a lot of excitement as well. But it's kind of like when you're pressing the reset button, on your laptop or on your phone, and then it's rebooting, and then we get faster. So this could make you feel more electrified about something as well. But if you have been feeling stuck in a rut, and that's Taurus, this square is giving you that spark of lightning to finally jump over the fence. Or it feels like that someone is kind of like maybe pulling your leg back, just like on the Fool card in the tarot deck, but you are still jumping though. Um, this Sun Uranus is sharp, it's fast, it's disruptive, it demands freedom basically. Maybe, you are feeling on the 16th a little bit like I'm in two places at once. While the Sun squares Uranus, creating that sudden urge to break the rules or change your plans, the Venus Pallas North Node alignment suggests that disruption. This disruption is actually meant to happen. That's actually part of a larger fated story, but you might not be able to see that. It's kind of like missing the train, missing the plane, but you were meant to be doing that. So I would say that this is a day when you don't have to be too focused on your schedule, actually, or don't overschedule yourself and stuff because you might be disappointing others as well, because Uranus rules your nerves, and with a square, you can become extra twitchy, extra reactive as well. So you might want to do some grounding exercise because this can get you in trouble also. Now, on the 18th of February, even though you're not going to be able to see it on the chart, but asteroid Urania enters Aries. And therefore, it's straight away going to be making a conjunction to Saturn and Neptune. Urania is the asteroid of astrology, astronomy, cosmic patterns. And hitting Saturn and Neptune immediately, it, on one hand, this is about if you want to make your dreams come true, the sky is limitless. So for me, this triple conjunction is a manifestation. Uh, the triple conjunction pretty much marks a moment where there is inspiration, and that inspiration meets structure through the lens of astrological universal law. Universal law is also connected to Urania. Urania in Aries doesn't want to wait, it is the aha moment. that demands immediate application. It's bold, it's pioneering, it's impatient, it's moving away from old methods. But Saturn acts there as a reality check. So it asks, is this cosmic insight sustainable? Can you build a foundation on this? If you want to be professionalizing your spiritual practice or turn a vision into something more of a tangible business, this triple conjunction is a super good one for that. Now, Neptune is trying to dissolve the ego. It tries to kind of put out that Aries fire a little bit, but it also has the divine will to it. So this isn't just your plan, it's a plan that is aligned with your higher calling. So I think with the Sun Uranus square, we broke the structure, or at least the structure got shaken a little bit. And then we've got this fated new direction with Venus and the North Node. And then with Urania, Saturn, and Neptune, basically a new life is established. A universal blueprint is coded and blessed. And that is leading to a new beginning. So I pretty much love it. I think we are being asked here to take our highest astrological and spiritual insights and give them a structure. It is no longer enough just to know the truth. Maybe you must have the courage to build a dream according to your cosmic map. And hopefully, this is somewhere where I might be able to help you if you had a reading with me. Now, this could also talk to us about, by the way, some astrological discoveries as well around February 16th to the February 20th. So let's see how that might be playing out. Let's not forget that this triple conjunction happens at the very beginning of Aries. This is the 0 point energy. So it's a fresh start for the collective psyche. Like Saturn and Urania is the serious study of astrology. It's the master level insights. Urania and Neptune, it's the channeled information. It's seeing the matrix clearly. And that Aries is just the drive to lead others into this new understanding. So I love it. Now, we also are on the 18th uh, or 19th, depending on where you are, but Sun enters Pisces. And our collective focus is going to the heart and soul. It's coming right after that high voltage energy of Sun and Uranus square, and that pretty much intense Uranus, Saturn, Neptune also. So I would say that the Sun is trying to soften the atmosphere a little bit. The world should become a little bit more empathetic, imaginative. This sun might be working on on the dissolution of boundaries. This is where the ego should be dissolving a little bit. The sun was very constant in the sign of Aquarius that I want to be unique, I want to be right. But in Pisces, the sun is concerned with being unified with something. It's prioritizing the connection over correction. This is the final sign of the zodiac. So this is also about wrapping up. It's a month for closure, forgiveness, and basically preparing for the astrological new year, which is going to be the Ingress chart, of course, of Aries. However, this could also indicate that the world becomes a sponge and people feel more sensitive, heightened sensitivity, basically, uh, by what is happening in the environment or the music industry. We can pick up other people's emotions a lot easier. Of course, we are going to be breaking this down for the 12 signs, so that should be giving you more clarity how the sun is going to be lighting up basically the Pisces cusp of your chart. But this sun is going to be meeting this cluster at the same time, so Venus, Pallas, and North Node, which of course we are going to be talking about in the upcoming weeks and month. But the sun starts spotlighting all those planets there, which is on one hand validating the vision. Previously with the Venus North Node, Pallas, you might have just felt something that the change is right here. But now all of these energies are receiving the sun's light. So something was hidden here, something that we felt intuitively. Now it becomes clearer, it becomes more conscious. And we can see how much water we've got in this chart. And basically, we have zero Earth. I wouldn't consider Uranus much in Taurus. But apart from Uranus, we don't have Earth. So we're going to have to stay a little bit more grounded, though. This is telling us that we're going to have to be able to manifest our dreams. We've got quite a few fire and a lot of water. Water puts fire out. So the enemy could be here is like being in this depressed loop. But I also feel like that the sun is, of course, kind of like powering up the upcoming Venus Jupiter trine on the 22nd as well. So it's kind of like, you are getting lifted up. It's like being on a boat and then it's getting lifted up by a huge tide. Doesn't mean that something bad has to happen, but you are like in an elevated position, basically. Um, yeah, 19th of February. Let's just move a tad forward. Mars is in Aquarius, sextile Ceres in Aries. Um, this is an important aspect, one of the most important of the week. Um, we already spoke about the Mars and Vesta conjunction. Vesta is super close as well. So just remember what we spoke about last week. If you haven't listened to that yet, you might want to be focused on that too. The reason why Mars, Vesta, and Ceres combination is super important because that's the dispositor of that Saturn Neptune conjunction, which is about to be happening as well. It feels like this is about a focus on productive push. Mars in Aquarius is innovative, it's thinking outside of the box. Ceres in Aries has got that fierce protective drive to nurture a new beginning. So this is really about I am super focused to give birth to a new era. Ceres in Aries is the mother of the pioneer. It's about nurturing our independence. It's about planting the seeds and nurturing those. And Mars in Aquarius is kind of giving you the special tool that you need for it. Maybe this is a friend, maybe it's your social network, but somehow you are getting the help to get those seeds grow. This is more of a strategic movement. It's not necessarily means that we are super busy with it, but I'm organizing a community, I'm doing some technical projects, or maybe I'm doing any type of tasks really that requires a bit both a sharp mind or a strong will. And the strong will is Mars and Vesta. This also tells us that the best way to take care of ourselves or others is through freedom and autonomy. Um, I think this Mars sextile series, it's testing the new ideas. It's even aggressively protecting your creative time, your alone time, your social time. So on the 19th, the sun moves into, Pisces, which, and it feels like that with the Mars and Ceres, that is protecting you, that is giving you a bit of a safety net against all the emotion that is happening out there in the world. Your soul might be very busy dreaming with Sun in Pisces, but it looks like your hands should be super busy building something. And that's Mars, Vesta, and Ceres together. That's brilliant for technical tasks or physical chores, kind of making space for something to fully immerse. Yes. So on the 19th, we haven't finished it yet, but Mercury is in Pisces and sextile Juno in Capricorn. And the intuitive mind is coming together with the asteroid of commitment. So this is about, Mercury in Pisces sometimes can be a little bit too vague. But that sextile to Juno in Capricorn forces those dreamy ideas into something more tangible, into a contractual agreement, into a plan, potentially even into a promise. So we've got something intangible that Juno is very committed to make tangible. This is quite a soulful agreement type of combination. Whether it's professional or romantic doesn't matter, but this is the walk the talk type of transit. It's a you say something not only because you care, but but you want to show that they can rely on you. This is a soul contract in a way, something that I'm going to be practicing on a daily basis. So let it be meditation, mastering your vision. The Juno's concern right now is about longevity. So this isn't just a fling of an idea. I'm going to be investing into it. I'm going to be mastering that idea. I'm going to make a perfect contractual agreement. I'm going to finalize an agreement. I'm going to be asking questions like, where are we going? You know, it's about creating something productive. Now, on the 20th, we got to Saturn and Neptune conjunction. Of course, I'm going to be making a separate video about this. And by the way, I have made quite a few. So I don't want to talk about this in length, but I'm going to give you a couple of ideas in case you're not going to have time to listen to the longer version. But we've got the planet of structure and limitation meeting the planet of dreams and dissolution. There is something which might look like impossible, but it's going to start taking some physical form. Neptune is the planet of infinite, and Saturn is pretty much kind of like structuring that. I think it's kind of like a bridge where we've got this spirit which gets the skeleton. Neptune is the spirit, the dead, the disadvantaged, the sick, the poor, the underprivileged. Now they get the skeleton for it. So this is a dream that can come true, but through hard work, through actions. Um, it's Aries, so it's not slow. It's not a passive process. This is about having to feel pioneered and motivated that I can make my dreams come true. This is the birth of a new system. This is a new spiritual movement. This is a new ways of leading. It's 0 degrees, so this is a worldly energy, and it means something has to be left behind. So we're gonna have to be dissolving some wars that we might have worked really hard to build. And you just need to let it go. You need to burn it down, basically. Conversely, Saturn can crystallize the Neptune fog as well. If you've been living in a delusion, Saturn will show you, those cold, hard walls. If you have been doing the spiritual work, I think Saturn can give you the tools to build to build up your own visions, basically. I think this is the most significant alignment of the month. This is a moment where your highest dream meets your hardest work, basically. This isn't about waiting for permission to make this happen. I'm making an executive decision, an egotistical decision that this is great for me. So, see you later. This is about authorizing your own existence. There's no room for uncertainty anymore. It's not just wishing. I'm gonna make it happen. So that's the very positive side of it, and I love it. Um, so that's basically your weekly forecast. The next one is on the 22nd of February, when we have got the Venus Jupiter trine. But I've already spoken about that previously. So I hope this makes sense. And if it does, you know what to do. Press like, follow, subscribe, ring the notification bell, because you will be receiving these readings every single week. And of course, in separate videos, I'm going to be breaking this down for each sign, each rising sign. Um, and those are going to get posted the next day. So, see you tomorrow. Bye bye.